Right now in 5, Janesville police officials are about to give us more information about a double homicide this morning. We are live with the very latest.
The name of the man killed in a downtown Madison homicide has been released. We'll tell you what we know. Plus, the Madison wedding community is coming together to help dozens of couples left with no venue after it closed without warning.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. Authorities in Rock County are investigating after 2 women who were found with gunshot wounds early this morning later died at an area hospital. In just a few minutes, Janesville police are set to give us an update on that double homicide, and we'll take you there live when that happens. Right now, we know the Janesville police responded to Midvale and Deerfield Drive around 3:20 this morning to reports of 2 women down. When officers arrived, they learned that both female victims suffered gunshot wounds. Police say they are not releasing the names of the victims until their families are notified. Again, we will take you to that news conference when officials give us an update on the double homicide investigation. And turning down to weather, we have 2 alert days in the forecast for potential snow and cold temperatures. Let's check your first warning forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, you're right, Eric. Looks like we have another bout of snow, and followed by some cold as we head toward the latter part of this week. The alert days are in the forecast for Wednesday night and Thursday for light snow, about 1 to 3 inches, but it'll probably cause some travel problems, especially as temperatures drop during the day on Thursday. That'll make salt and road treatments less effective, as it'll also be windy as well. And then we'll see very cold conditions on Sunday or on Friday with wind chills perhaps as cold as 20 below zero by early on Friday morning. Later on, I'll take a look at the forecast that also includes some snow as we head toward the end of the weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. As we mentioned, officials with the Janesville Police Department are set to give us an update on the double homicide that happened this morning. Let's take you there now where police have the latest information. Let's join it live.
All of their family have not been notified. The 2 women were together earlier in the morning at the TA Express, 3222 Humes Road at about 2 a.m. And if you look at this here, TA Express is here. The homicides occurred here. You can see that this is Highway 14, Deerfield Drive, and Midvale. You may recognize there's quite an apartment complex right in this area. There's a berm of sorts in between the TA Express and where these homicides occurred. One of the victims' vehicles was located along I-90 near Hoffman Estates, Illinois at 4:30 a.m. this morning. This is the same vehicle that the women were observed in at 2 o'clock a.m. at the TA Express. So the timeline is fairly tight between the time of this homicide and the ability to drive to the interstate and Hoffman Estates. And so we believe this vehicle left the scene of the crime promptly. The identity of the 2 women may be available tomorrow. There are no suspects in custody, and detectives are interviewing witnesses and processing forensic evidence as we speak. Through the course of this incident,
Janesville Police Chief Dave Moore with an update on that double homicide that happened this morning in Janesville. We will have a full update on that investigation a little bit later in our newscast and at 6 as well. Authorities are releasing new information about a man who was killed in Madison this weekend. Our Killy Arthur has been on this story from the start, and she joins us now with what we know. Killy.
Yeah, so we now know a little bit more about this situation, including the identity of the victim. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office releasing that it's 22-year-old Aaron Johnson. Johnson was found dead inside a home on North Blair Street on Madison's Near East Side this past weekend. Madison police declined to do an interview on this, but they would release more information as it becomes available. On Saturday, MPD officers thought they were responding to a weapons offense, but when they arrived in the 100 block of North Blair, they found Johnson dead from a gunshot wound inside a home. This case, of course, troubling to people in the area, even more so by the fact that no arrests have been made yet. Johnson's death is the second homicide homicide in Madison so far this year. You'll remember last month, 20-year-old Antonio Stidham of Chicago was shot to death on McKenna Boulevard. No arrests have been made in that case either. Coming up in our next hour, we're going to talk more about the several other homicides that have gone unresolved so far and share how citizens can be really helpful in solving those cases.
All right, Keely, thank you. A kindergarten student was hit and killed by a vehicle this morning while waiting for a school bus near Plainfield, Wisconsin. The district administrator for Tri-County area schools said several students were waiting to board that bus about 7:15 on Highway 73 southeast of Plainfield in Waushara County. That's when the crash happened. The vehicle involved in the crash was traveling in the same direction of the stopped bus. The bus also had its lights activated, they say, at the time of the crash. A 6-year-old girl died after being hit by the vehicle. Her 4-year-old sister was taken to the hospital and released with minor injuries. A little over 2 weeks after Governor Evers called a special session on agriculture bills, members of the Assembly are introducing more.
Our Amy Reed joins us now to explain what they hope to accomplish. Amy.
This package of bills tackles a whole host of agriculture-related issues. There are a couple that offer tax credits, one for those that are self-employed to help cover medical costs. The other offers credits to farmers on construction. A couple bills deal with the UW system, asking them to put together reports on their staffing and curriculum and on technologies available to farmers. There are also a few that came from the special session the governor called. Republicans who introduced these bills today said they are happy to see so much attention on agriculture from multiple branches of government.
Our farms are feeling pain and they need help right now. And one of our objectives that we wanted to work on is how can we show these farmers that we understand the stresses that they're going through and also show them that we appreciate what they do for Wisconsin.
The governor's spokesperson today said they are happy to see Republicans in the legislature, quote, following the governor's lead when it comes to investing in ag. They said he hadn't seen the specific bill, so they didn't say anything about the ideas themselves. But a farmer I spoke with today is happy to see this effort, and we'll share more of what he had to say tonight at 6.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
There are now 15 Wisconsin residents being monitored for coronavirus. That's according to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. All 15 underwent testing. 13 of those have come back negative. 1 came back positive, and 1 person's test results are still pending. The only confirmed case is a person from Dane County who recently visited Beijing, China. The Dane County resident was treated and tested at UW Hospital. Meanwhile, in China, they are seeing a rise in new cases of coronavirus today. The outbreak is now blamed for more than 900 deaths, including 1 American. The death toll is now larger than the SARS epidemic in 2003. The outbreak aboard a cruise ship in Japan is getting worse. More than 60 cases have been found, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 130, including about 24 Americans. Rebecca Frazier of Oregon was taken off the ship and separated from her husband after she tested positive.
It was a very surreal experience to be told that you have this virus that, you know, as far as I knew, could be deadly at that point, although I didn't feel sick at all.
And just to be clear, that is the state of Oregon, not Oregon locally. With 12 confirmed cases of coronavirus in the United States, the Trump administration says it expects to spend up to $66 million in its initial response to the outbreak. After news broke this weekend that all 32 Noah's event venues are closing across the country, Madison couples are realizing they have to rush to find a new location for their upcoming weddings.
The company went bankrupt, ordered to cease operations, leaving hundreds of couples without a venue. Our Amanda Quintana tells us how the local wedding community is really stepping in to help here. Amanda?
Yes, well, Noah's finally sent a letter to clients today saying they will not be managing the event spaces anymore. Some building owners are looking for new operators, but Noah's is hopeful other venues will step up and help these couples, and that's exactly what's happening in Madison.
It is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, this is supposed to be a magical day filled of love, and to have that happen.
Mandy Storm has been planning weddings for 15 years, so when she saw the news about Noah's event venues closing, she knew it'd be a headache for hundreds of couples.
Their chains have closed before. It's not unheard of. It happens. But to have it be this abrupt, where there's no email, no communication, hey, just a heads up. As far as we know, they were still taking contracts up until this weekend. If they wanted to book, they were booking.
Over the past 48 hours, more than 25 couples booked at Madison's Noah's have reached out to Storm for help. Her company, Done by Storm, is offering to find them a new location for free.
We have a couple of brides in March. We have one that was February 28th of this year, so she's got a couple of weeks that are a complete relocation. Like, all the guests already know, the invitations are out, everything's set in stone. 2 weeks, as anybody that's planning a wedding right now knows, that 2-week mark is kind of, everything's finalized. It's almost like a relief team in the wedding industry that's all coming together to help these couples.
A network of at least 30 vendors are rushing to help.
Some of us have had one couple affected, some have had 5 or 6, and so that's a lot of, jumbled emotions and a lot of stress.
7 couples have reached out to DJ Amy Twig. She's already been able to help 3 of them find new venues.
As a community, I'm so proud of people taking it so many steps further than what's my job, what's not my job.
Photographers, florists, caterers, they're all communicating, scrambling to make sure every couple gets their special day.
So many of us, we didn't have to, but it felt wrong to not.
As for the money those couples already paid, it's likely they will not get it back. Online, it says that venue is about $5,900 to rent, and that's without food or any decorations. Knowing this, some of the other vendors and venues are stepping up to help and offering discounts.
Amanda, thank you. Playing the same lottery numbers for 30 years paid off for a Lake Mills man. The Wisconsin Lottery says Jim Yandre hit a $350,000 super cash prize last month. For the past 30 years, Yandre played his late wife's and kids' birthdays. Yandre is a retired firefighter for the town of Lake Mills. He said he is excited to share some of his winnings with his children.
Scientist and former TV host Bill Nye is set to be in Madison this spring to talk about climate change. The event is scheduled for April 21st at the Wisconsin Union Theater as part of the Wisconsin Union Directorate's Distinguished Lecture Series. Nye is expected to lecture for an hour and then take some questions. The conversation and lecture is open to students and the public. The event will be free, but a general admission ticket is required for entry. Nye is most known for his show Bill Nye the Science Guy, a program that went on to win 19 Emmy Awards.
A longtime assistant coach for the Packers is heading to another NFC North team. The Vikings announcing on Twitter, Dom Capers will be a senior defensive assistant. He served as defensive coordinator for the Packers from 2009 to 2017, including coordinating a Super Bowl winning defense, Super Bowl 45. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, 2 officers are injured. A suspect is dead after a shooting at a Walmart in Arkansas.
Coming up tonight at 6, how you can give a feline friend a home for Valentine's Day.
And on Wall Street, strong gains to start the week with the Dow surging some 174 points and record finishes for both the NASDAQ up 108 and the S&P, which added 24. We'll be right back.
Save big on a great selection of carpet from Menards and get free carpet pad after rebate with your purchase. Like Roxborough Frisé carpet from Mohawk. It adds style and comfort to your rooms. In 2 colors, 84 cents a square foot. This 1x4 LED flat panel light from Patriot Lighting gives you the right light for any situation. It adjusts to 5 color temperatures and features a slim profile design. Just $89.99. Menards is your home improvement store.
Save big money at Menards.
Okay, in my Johnsonville commercial, they opened on a game show set in the 70s. Today we got Johnsonville smoked sausage made with 100% premium pork. Some brands mix meats and add fillers, but not Johnsonville. Contestant number 1 bids the closest, so he wins a boat. And he says, I don't want that boat, I want the sausage. What if I told you that boat is filled with Johnsonville smoked sausage? And that's a smoked sausage commercial made the Johnsonville way.
Celebrate 45 years of music with Sweet Honey in the Rock. This internationally renowned Grammy-nominated female vocal quartet remains the preeminent musical collective rooted in African-American history and culture.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin.
Sweet Honey in the Rock at Overture Center, February 29th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Come to the circus, the biggest show in town. Come to the circus.
See the elephants, tigers, dogs, and all the fun to be had at the Shrine Circus. Enjoy the magnificent elephants while you still can and make memories for a lifetime. Bring the family one and all to the Shrine Circus.
one of a kind.
I can ride a unicycle. Acting's my passion. I love theater.
Time to embrace your uniqueness by taking the BU Pledge, a promise to celebrate yourself and your friends for being exactly who you are. Visit Channel 3000's Time for Kids page to sign the online pledge and enter to win cool giveaways. Come on and take the BU Pledge.
SSM Health and News 3 Now encourage you to take part in the BU movement. Insomnia is more than just a bad night's sleep.
It can actually contribute to serious health problems.
But which treatments are effective and safe? Experts share surprising facts you need to know. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Coming up Tuesday morning, I've got the latest on the next snowstorm that may be headed our way later on this week.
And on 211, local officials are hoping to bring more awareness to some of the important services you can access with 3 simple numbers. We'll see you at 4:30.
Police say 2 officers were shot and a suspect was killed at a Walmart in eastern Arkansas. That shooting happened this morning in Forest City. Officers were called to the store after the suspect, a man in his early 40s, allegedly started making threats. When officers approached the man, he opened fire, hitting both officers. They then shot and killed him. Officers say one of the officers was taken to a hospital and was in surgery. He's expected to be okay. The mayor said officers prevented what could have been a much higher death toll or casualties.
But again, the quick response of our officers saved a lot of lives today. And we're truly, truly thankful to the training of our officers and their quick response of that.
Arkansas State Police have now taken over the investigation into that shooting.
The White House released its budget proposal today for fiscal year 2021. The Trump administration's $4.8 trillion proposal reflects the president's priorities if he is elected for a second term. The proposal calls for increased spending on defense, the border wall, and infrastructure. It cuts non-defense discretionary funding by 5% and makes changes to safety net programs like work requirements for Medicaid and food stamps. The budget also slashes foreign aid by 21% and funding to the Environmental Protection Agency by 26%.
We're putting out a plan today that over a period of not that long a period of time brings our budget and our deficit down to what it should be, which is close to zero.
The president's budget is expected to be dead on arrival in the Democrat-controlled House. The House Budget Committee Chairman John Yarmuth issued a statement calling the budget destructive and irrational.
New Hampshire votes tomorrow in its first-in-the-nation primary. It is likely to be the last stand for some of the Democratic candidates. The CBS News Battleground Tracker shows Senator Bernie Sanders leading the field, followed closely by former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg. And now let's get a look at your first warn weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti looking at our forecast and how much snow is it? It's adding up a little bit out there, Gary.
It is. We picked up a fair amount yesterday. The snow totals were kind of what we thought, just a little bit higher than the initial estimates. The heaviest amounts in the northern parts of our viewing area, which is kind of what we thought. 9 inches in Partyville, 8.8 inches in Lake Delton. Officially in Madison, 6 inches, and I was thinking about 5 here, so that was pretty close. And then the farther south you go, the amounts tapered off more into the 3 to 4 inch range. Now, the snow depth is pretty healthy across most of the state of Wisconsin. The least amount of snow in far southeastern Wisconsin, about 1 to 3 inches there, but generally around 6 inches in the Madison area and still about 1 to 2 feet up in the northern third of the state. But that snow cover extends into parts of northern Illinois, although you don't have to go too far south, maybe about 100 miles toward the Quad Cities before you see no snow at all on the ground. And the snow cover last night made a big difference in temperatures. Here in Madison, we cleared out late. The cloud cover kept our temperatures up for much of the night. We were at 4 degrees above zero, but La Crosse dropped to 7 below zero. I don't think we're going to get that cold tonight. I think there'll be enough cloud cover and a southwesterly wind to keep our temperatures around 10, but we'll have to keep a close eye on the thermometer. Right now, just a few flurries up in the northern part of the Midwest. Things are pretty quiet overall, but 3 things you need to know in the forecast. After the seasonably cold weather for tomorrow will be a couple degrees milder for Wednesday, and then snow from Wednesday night into Thursday will probably bring a couple of inches of accumulation, followed by falling temperatures on Thursday and very cold weather on Friday morning. In fact, Valentine's Day will start out probably with our first below zero temperature of the season. Here in Madison, we've only gone down to 0 so far. So alert days are in the forecast for Wednesday night and Thursday for the snow. And of course, once you start getting temperatures dropping through the teens on Thursday, the salt really isn't going to have much of an effect on the area roads. And then Friday down to about 7 below zero, but wind chills could be as cold as 20 below zero by early on Friday morning. As we take a look at the computer model forecast for the Wednesday-Thursday time period, one of them brings about 3 to 6 inches over far southeastern Wisconsin Wisconsin, generally about 1 to 3 inches across south central Wisconsin. Another computer model brings the 3 to 6 inch amounts a little bit farther north, so it does bear some watching. I mean, right now I'm thinking more in the 1 to 3 inch range, but it's possible. Should the storm come together a little bit more than forecast, we could see higher totals, and you can see that in future track. In the short term, look for partly cloudy skies overnight, partly sunny skies during the day tomorrow. Notice the winds becoming a little more southwesterly, so that'll keep our temperatures from getting too cold at night. And then as we head into Wednesday, there's a cold front that's dropping southward that's generating some light snow, and to the south, another storm system generating some light snow. And look at where Madison is, kind of right in between. Now, should these two features come together a little more quickly, then we will probably see a little higher snow totals. If they stay farther apart, like the computer models are showing here, we just kind of get a glancing blow into Thursday morning and then just kind of wind down with flurries during the day on Thursday. Although by that time, notice the cold winds pouring in from the north. That will start those temperatures dropping, and by Friday morning, as those skies clear out, we're going to see our temperatures down to perhaps around anywhere from 5 to 10 below zero. So tomorrow will just be partly sunny, seasonably cold with a high temperature of 30. And then as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, again, alert days for Thursday and Friday for the snow Thursday, the cold weather on Friday. And then as temperatures warm back up, we have a chance for some light snow Saturday, Sunday, Monday might even be mixed with a little bit of rain ending on Tuesday morning. But notice by the end of next week, there are signs that will start turning milder as temperatures get back up to around 40 degrees. Well, as we take a look at first warn traffic right now, there's the view of the Beltline in Monona Drive. Traffic is slowing down as you approach Stoughton Road, and the reason there is there's a traffic accident right on the eastbound Beltline at Stoughton Road. So that's backing up traffic all the way to almost Seminole Highway. Westbound, not seeing too many delays. So as far as travel times are concerned, it's over a half hour on the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to I-3990, but only 17 minutes going back in the westbound direction. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes down to Janesville on I-3990 from the Beltline southward, 16 minutes to Sauk City on US 12, and 17 minutes to Sun Prairie from downtown on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, we're learning more about the double homicide in Rock County. We are live from Janesville with the very latest information. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
President's Day means more savings at the Brothers Maine President's Day Super Sale. Get in right now for the sale of the season with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We've got a lot more satisfaction for you at Maine, like up to 18-month 0% financing and free delivery to make life a little easier. Hey, there's more home satisfaction at the Moore store. The President's Day Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction today at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Hi, I'm Brian from McGann Furniture in Baraboo. At McGann's, our #1 priority is treating our customers right. We want your shopping experience to be fun and informative so you have all the information you need to make smart choices. We're shoppers too, and we believe in treating our guests like family. We always have and always will. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo. You'll be so glad you did.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
I'm Scott the Window Guy with AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our solid core. Sorry everyone, I get a notification every time I get a positive review online.
Makeup.
Thanks, Dawn. We think our windows are pretty great too.
Take two.
I'm Scott the Window Guy with AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our solid core Composite frame, triple pane windows are worth a positive review at scottthewindowguy.com.
Cut! Somebody give me his phone.
Again? Seriously?
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
We are learning more about the double homicide that happened in Janesville early this morning.
Let's rejoin our Madeline O'Neill. She's live at the Janesville Police Department with the latest on the investigation. Madeline?
Susan and Eric, the press conference just wrapped up. We're learning the two women, ages 27 and 30, are considered to be friends, but we don't know their identities yet as police continue to notify the family. We do know that young children will be impacted by this news. Now, as we told you before, the two women were found hurt in the Deerfield and Midvale Drive area. Police just told us that at 2 a.m., the women were at the nearby TA Express. A caller notified police they found the women at 3:17 a.m. and police say they hadn't been there long, calling it a particularly violent scene. Now, the two later died in the hospital. We now know of their gunshot wounds. A Wisconsin vehicle registered to one of the victims was found off Interstate 90 after 4 a.m. near Hoffman Estates in Illinois. That vehicle is back in Janesville, now considered a crime scene. Now, the police chief says they aren't aware of any weapon being found, but they're still bringing in evidence, interviewing witnesses. We're only about 15 hours into this investigation, so more information will be released, including the names of those victims once family is notified.
All right, Maddie O'Neill, live in Janesville. Maddie, thank you. We'll have more at 6 and 10. Then we'll have a final check of your forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
So my son says to me, Mom, did you switch your Medicare plan yet? And I say, yes, Robert. Dad and I signed up for a Medicare Advantage plan through Senior Preferred. And he says, Senior Preferred? And I say, yes, Senior Preferred. They give us access to the doctors we want and the drug benefits we need. And he says, that's nice. So how is Dad doing? And I say, your father is fine. My living room, on the other hand.
Senior Preferred. Medicare Advantage plans built for you.
Choosing a window replacement company is tough. We asked our customers why they love their new Champion windows.
Working with Champion was such a great experience that they've made our home much more comfortable now.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
Right now, Champion Comfort 365 windows are buy two, get one free. Plus, buy now and pay nothing for a year.
I love my new Champion windows.
Let Champion help you fall in love with your home. Book your free in-home consultation online or call 888-930-CHAMPION today.
He's been a leader throughout the country for the past 12 years. Mr. Michael Bloomberg is here.
Leadership in action. Mayor Bloomberg and President Obama worked together in the fight for gun safety laws, to improve education, and to develop innovative ways to help teens gain the skills needed to find good jobs.
At a time when Washington is divided in old ideological battles, he shows us what can be achieved when we bring people together to seek pragmatic solutions.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Back again at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison with another big winner.
We're here with Pete, who just won $50,000 on Progressive Slots. How did you do it, Pete?
Well, first off, you get your rewards club card. You put that in the slots, the slot of your choice, of course. Now, there I am. I'm seeing that machine. It's looking at me. We're vibing. And
it's vibing?
It's vibing with me. And then I start pressing buttons. Mash those buttons, as many buttons as you can press.
Buttons. There you have it, folks. Advice from a winner.
Well, I guess it's all about the buttons. Who knew?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll, whether for yourself or someone you love. Call the number on the screen now. Call now.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, Democratic candidates make their final pitch to New Hampshire voters, who's surging as the Granite State heads to the polls. Plus, an alarming new study on teens and social media use, what parents can do to help their children. And we'll meet a unique group of instrument makers whose craft is their second chance. That's all tonight, right here on the CBS Evening News.
A Cape Town, South Africa restaurant has been declared the Guinness World Records official title holder for most varieties of milkshakes commercially available.
Okay, we need to write this one down. With over 200 designer milkshakes on the menu, Gibson's Gourmet Burgers and Ribs has a shake to satisfy every sugarholic. Some of the milkshake combinations include Nutella and mascarpone or Oreo cheesecake. The milkshake menu also includes fat-free shakes, vegan shakes, frozen yogurt shakes, adult shakes. What's a freak shake?
So Giannis shake.
Oh, decorated with indulgent toppings, served with eco-friendly straws.
That is a long flight for milkshakes, though.
Yes.
Gary's just going down to the McDonald's.
It is.
Well, you know, when I worked for McDonald's, that's back in the day where you just put the mix in the cup and you put it on the spindle. So we could make our own variety of shakes if we wanted.
You're ahead of your time.
Yeah, not anymore, though. So we're watching the snow coming in later on this week. Just cold tonight. This evening, temperatures dropping into the upper teens. By tomorrow morning, we're down to around 10. Highs tomorrow around 30. Quiet weather for tomorrow and Wednesday, but some snow Thursday, cold weather for Valentine's Day, and then a warm up toward the end of next week.
No milkshakes needed. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.